Yo, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Akwasi. For those of you who do not know me, I am a stand-up comedian. And for those of you who do, well, I don't need to tell you that I'm a stand-up comedian. You see some of the videos and hopefully there's going to be more, but there's also going to be more of this. Going forward, I'm going to be recording episodes like this where I talk about, I guess, my career as a stand-up comedian and how I got to this point. Today, I'm going to be talking about my why. For a very sport-oriented person like myself, being here right now as a stand-up comedian just doesn't make sense. It doesn't even make sense to any of my friends, not even my family, because how does this guy who plays sport all his life become this transition into this? It just doesn't I'm from Ghana, which is in West Africa, and in Ghana, all we do is play football. There's no second sport. This is not in Australia where you got football, hockey, you got AFL, you got swimming. No. One sport and that is it. So when we came to Australia, we were living in Perth, and my dad was like, "Akwasi, you are going to play football." I played football in Perth for a very long time as a semi-professional, but not really getting to where I want to be as a professional. I moved to Melbourne in about 2012 and I was looking for something to do. No more football? Okay, what's next? I mean, I had my 9-to-5 job, but I was like, there's gotta be more. Like, I wanted to at least do something outside of work. And let's be honest, with the 9-to-5 thing, I really just didn't sit well with me. Came to a point in my life where I thought, you know what, let me just look for something else to do. Let me try to improve the weakest part of me. Everyone's got the thing that they're not really good at. For me, mine was public speaking, and I guarantee you a lot of you are looking at me like, me too. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to commit too much because I know myself. Once I commit, I am all in, and I'm gonna do it no matter what. So it took me some time. I thought about it and came to the conclusion that, look, it's what I wanted to do just to improve that little bit and kind of just move on from there. Because having the ability to speak in front of people, I thought, man, that is a gift and a half. Whenever I saw people do it, I was so impressed with them. I was like, look at this guy go, look at this woman go. I wish I could do that. So I signed up for Toastmasters. I don't know if you guys know what Toastmasters is, but I don't know how to even explain it. It's a bunch of adults in a room, trying out public speaking, I guess. That's the best way I can explain it. I went there and I didn't like it. It was just too stiff. It was just too... People weren't relaxed and they weren't kind of my people. And I mean, God bless them. If you're involved in Toastmasters, listen, don't come after me. All I'm saying is it wasn't for me. Because I didn't like it, I had to think of another way to get some public speaking experience. And I thought to myself, comedy. I love stand-up comedy, but fuck that. No. I like watching it. I admire the people who do it, but I ain't getting up on stage. Why would I do that? I mean, I am not only trying to learn how to speak in public or in front of people on the stage. Now I got to try and be funny. Nonsense. The thought of standing in front of people and telling jokes, it was a little bit too much for me, as you can understand. All I'm trying to do is improve the weakest part of me. I thought I'll just try it a couple of times and bounce, and not the comedy. I'll just try standing on stage a couple of times. So I went away and thought about another way in which I could get some public speaking experience. And I waited. Months went by and I could not think of anything else. And then I thought to myself, I think this is the only way, just to jump on stage as a comedian and just not as a comedian. I take that back. Look at me, already getting ahead of myself. No. I thought I'll just jump on stage and have a chat with people. You know what I mean? So I thought to myself, all right, let me look up some open mic spots. And I found a place in Northcote in Melbourne. And I thought, okay, this is it. I initially went there just to watch, observed. And I tell you what, sitting there, watching people jump on stage, I have never felt so sick in my stomach. You know, when your stomach decides to turn upside down and just squeeze for well, there's a reason. I was about to say for no reason, but there's a reason. The reason being is I knew that the next month I was going to sign up for that. So I was just already getting sick and I had a whole month of just, you're going to do this. Are you sure? Hey! The following month, I go to that venue and I sign up for the open mic. I don't know if this happens to anybody else. I'm sure it does. I felt so sick. I think I walked to the toilet about 6 times. And I mean, go to the toilet. I think I had the runs. Like my stomach was just, it wasn't fun. It really wasn't fun. And I was extremely worried. I had written my set. I knew it was dog shit, but I'm here now. I mean, and I say I'm here now. I wanted, and I mean, it crossed my mind at least 10 times. I thought, you know what, just go up to the guy running the show and just tell him to cancel your name out. Just tell him to it's okay. You can come back the next month. You can come back. But you know, if you do that, I knew what would happen if I did that. Either I don't do it again or I'm just prolonging the pain. I was the 4th comedian. First comedian was great. Second one, even better. Third, mwah. And now my turn. I kind of felt that I'd been set up. I'm a virgin at this, folks. And you guys have set the bar so high. Like I'm freaking out at this point. I thought, you know what? Let me improvise, which in hindsight was a dumb move. And then I decided to go into the material that I had written and prepared for. It was the worst 5 minutes of my life. Now, let me preface this by saying, throughout my whole life, playing sport, I don't think charisma is something I lack. It's more the talking in front of people on a stage whilst everyone's looking at you. This was just a little bit different. I sat down and I was just devastated. The next comedian went on and I was not listening to anything they said. I just could not wait to get out of there because they played me off, by the way. They play the music. If you go over time or if you're they just play you off. Like, my guy, please leave. Now. I laugh now, but I went home and I thought to myself, this is the worst experience of my life and I am never, ever gonna put myself in that situation again. I'm not doing that. Well, I tried. I tried it. It didn't work. It's okay. At least I had the balls to try. I remember my girlfriend at the time was like, don't worry, it's okay. It's all right. You'll be okay. But in my mind, I was thinking to myself, I need to go back at some point and right this wrong. But I did not go back for months. For 4 months, I said to myself, I ain't going back. But in the back of my head, you know, that little voice is saying, bruh, you can't leave it here. What, is this the way you're going to live life? That you try something, it doesn't work and that's it? Like, what's the rest of your life going to look like? You try, it's full of failure then. Like, I mean, you're setting the tone. 4 months later, I go back to that same place because I'm a bit dogmatic like that. You know, it's like, that didn't work here and I'm going to make this work. I go back and it was a little bit better. My set was a little bit better. Still nervous as hell. And then I thought to myself, all right, I'll come back in 2 months' time, perfect my set a little bit. No, I did, but it was terrible. It kind of went backwards. I thought to myself, I'll do 10 open mics. And after that, you know what? I'm done. After doing 10, I thought to myself, man, this is the most challenging thing that I'd ever done in my life. Because other things come a little bit easier, but this, I really had to work for it. I mean, and I did my sets in so many different places, but it was tough. After the 12-month mark, that's when I realized I really enjoy this, but it's very challenging and it's changing who I am. It's changing how I think as a human being, and it's pushing me because it's exactly the thing that I don't want to do. It's like the saying, that which you need the most will be found where you least want to look. And I truly believe that. I don't think anything in life could have improved me as a human being or improved the way I think and improve like my drive like this thing. And it's the one thing that I've always tried to avoid. You know, through primary school, high school, university, throughout my working career, I've always avoided public speaking. It's like, nope, you do it. Especially if we're in a team, I'll let someone else do it. But now, not only am I doing it, I'm telling jokes on top of that. So there's an added layer of a challenge. And I love stand-up comedy. I've always loved it. I watch them and I think these guys are amazing, but never, ever did I think that I was going to be the one holding the mic on stage. It still blows my mind till this day, and I think it's gonna blow my mind till the day I die. 6 years later, I'm a comedian. I mean, I've got a show coming up in Adelaide. I'm in Melbourne, and I've done shows all across Australia. So it's very, very strange that I'm in this spot right now, but it's so fulfilling. Why do I do this? Well, I do this because, And it sounds so airy, fairy, woo-woo, and it's not the kind of person that I ever thought I am or would be or would even say to a camera, let alone to myself. I wouldn't say, let alone to a camera. I do this because I want to show everyone who's watching this or everyone who knows me that they can do whatever it is that they think or thought that they couldn't do. Do you know what I mean? And I can't believe I'm recording this, by the way, but yeah, it is what it is. One of my favorite quotes of all time is from Friedrich Nietzsche. He said, "He who has a why can bear almost any how." And I know what my why is, and it's very strong. It's pulling me, you know? I've gotten to this point and I kind of feel that when I do this, or I'm already doing this, that it's going to motivate other people to do what it is that they feel that they can't do. And I've told a few people about this story. Do you know what the biggest compliment is actually? The biggest compliment to me is when someone after the show or after any show, we have a conversation, I have a conversation or a chat with the audience. And sometimes I'll bring this up, that I couldn't speak on stage, and they just look at me like, you're lying. You're lying. Like, you are lying. And to me, that's the biggest compliment anyone can give me. You know, to say that you're full of shit, you could always speak on stage, and knowing that that's the one thing that I couldn't do. Look, I hope you guys have, gained something out of this video. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these clips. Today's version was my why. So it's going to be a lot more in depth going forward. And like I said, you're going to get to know this guy a little bit more. And yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable for me, but it's real. It's who I am, and I'm going to be sharing my journey as to how I think and how I process things. Because I'm telling you what, I'm a comedian now, but it's not easy. Like, I'm not making a whole lot of money out of it, but that's the plan. The aim is to actually make money out of it so I can live and also show everybody what it is or what it takes to reach your goals. So yeah, like I said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.